Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects us all, the dangers of using modern technology, especially as we rely more and more on artificial intelligence and smart devices. This whole setup is a testament to humanity's over-reliance on technology, but that's exactly what we're here to unpack today. Let's explore why we need to be cautious about the tech we use every day. Let's talk about artificial intelligence, or AI, shall we? Sounds impressive, doesn't it? Like something out of a futuristic film where robots compose symphonies and solve complex mathematical equations. And while AI can do some pretty remarkable things, like tell you a joke that's only mildly offensive, it's important to remember that AI is often built by humans. And humans, as we all know, are inherently flawed. See, AI systems learn from the data they're fed. And if that data is riddled with biases, conscious or unconscious, then guess what? The AI is going to inherit those biases like a bad family heirloom you can't get rid of. Imagine an AI system designed to help with job applications. Sounds helpful, right? Now, imagine that system was trained on data that predominantly featured male candidates in leadership roles. What do you think might happen when a highly qualified woman submits her application? This isn't hypothetical, folks. There have been real-world examples of AI systems demonstrating bias in everything from hiring practices to loan applications to even criminal justice risk assessments. We need to ensure that the development of AI is guided by principles of fairness, transparency, and accountability. Otherwise, we risk creating a future where algorithms perpetuate and even exacerbate existing inequalities. Let's move on to something a little closer to home, shall we? Literally. I'm talking about your smartphone, that sleek, shiny rectangle you're probably using to watch this very video right now. It knows more about you than your nosy neighbor and your high school nemesis combined. Every time you download an app, grant permissions, or even just browse the web, you're leaving a trail of digital breadcrumbs. Think about it. Your phone tracks your location, knows who you talk to, what you buy online, and probably what you're going to have for breakfast tomorrow based on your late-night browsing history. Now, some might argue that data collection is just a necessary evil for the convenience these devices provide. But at what cost? Are we comfortable with companies knowing our every move, our every like, our every embarrassing typo in a private message? Read the fine print, folks, even if it requires a magnifying glass and a degree in hieroglyphics. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the robot in the cubicle next to yours. Automation and AI are changing the job market faster than a chameleon on a rainbow. And while some argue that these advancements will create new and exciting job opportunities, others fear widespread unemployment. Imagine a world where your barista is a robot programmed to make the perfect latte art, but struggles to understand your order for a double-shot decaf soy cappuccino with extra foam, but not too much foam. Or a world where your customer service representative is an AI chatbot that keeps asking you to please repeat your request in an endless loop of digital frustration. The truth is, the future of work is uncertain, but one thing's for sure, we need to adapt. We need to focus on developing skills that can't be easily replicated by machines, like creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence. So dust off those old paintbrushes, folks. It might be time to unleash your inner artist. The internet doesn't mean it's true. Remember HAL 9000 from 2001? A Space Odyssey, the sentient computer that turned against its human crew? Now I'm not saying that our toasters are going to rise up and enslave us anytime soon, but the potential for AI to be weaponized is a very real concern. Imagine a world where AI-powered cyber attacks can cripple critical infrastructure, steal sensitive data, or even manipulate financial markets. We need to invest in robust cybersecurity measures, develop ethical guidelines for AI development, and promote international cooperation to address this emerging threat. Because the last thing we need is a digital arms race where the weapons are lines of code, and the casualties are our privacy, our security, and our sanity. Here's a fun thought experiment. Let's say an AI system makes a mistake. Maybe it misdiagnoses a patient, recommends a disastrous financial investment, or accidentally launches a global thermonuclear war. Who's accountable? The programmer? The company that developed the AI? The AI itself? The lack of clear accountability mechanisms for AI is a major concern. We need to establish legal frameworks, ethical guidelines, and oversight mechanisms to ensure that AI is developed and deployed responsibly. Because when it comes to artificial intelligence, the last thing we need is a real-life game of hot potato with the fate of humanity hanging in the balance. Let's face it, we're addicted to technology. We're constantly plugged in, scrolling through social media, checking our emails, and binge-watching shows about people who are also constantly plugged in. It's a vicious cycle, like a digital hamster wheel that we can't seem to escape. But here's the thing, this over-reliance on technology is making us dumb. We're outsourcing our memories to our smartphones, our navigational skills to GPS, and our social lives to social media. We're becoming so reliant on technology that we're losing the ability to function without it. Remember the good old days when you could navigate using a paper map without feeling like you were deciphering ancient hieroglyphics? Or when you could actually remember your best friend's phone number without having to consult your contact list? We need to unplug, log off, and reconnect with the real world. We need to rediscover the joys of face-to-face interaction, the beauty of nature, and the simple pleasure of reading a book that doesn't require Wi-Fi. Because a world where we're constantly glued to our screens is a world devoid of genuine human connection, creativity, and wonder. Let's talk about social media, shall we? That digital wonderland where we can connect with friends, share cat videos, and engage in heated political debates with strangers while waiting in line for a latte. It's a double-edged sword, really. On one hand, it allows us to connect with people from all over the world, share ideas, and build communities. On the other hand, it can be a breeding ground for misinformation, echo chambers, and social manipulation. Social media algorithms are designed to keep us engaged, which often means feeding us content that confirms our existing biases and reinforces our worldviews. This can lead to polarization, where people with different viewpoints become increasingly isolated from one another, unable to even agree on basic facts or engage in civil discourse. We need to be aware of the manipulative power of social media algorithms, seek out diverse perspectives, and engage in respectful dialogue with those who hold different views. Because a world where we're constantly bombarded with information that confirms our biases is a world where critical thinking goes to die. And that's a world that's about as appealing as a social media platform with a character limit of 1 emoji. So there you have it, folks. The good, the bad, and the downright ugly of our increasingly tech-dependent world. It's enough to make you want to chuck your smartphone in the nearest river and move to a remote cabin in the woods, isn't it? But before you start investing in tinfoil hats and survival gear, remember this: technology itself isn't inherently good or bad. It's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or evil. It all depends on how we choose to use it. So the next time you pick up your smartphone, open your laptop, or interact with any form of technology, take a moment to think about the potential consequences of your actions. Because in this brave new world of artificial intelligence, data harvesting, and social media manipulation, knowledge is power, awareness is key, and a healthy dose of skepticism is always a good idea. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go unplug my router and pretend the internet doesn't exist for a few hours.